Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow Tea Partiers. I'm a former New Jersey State Senator, and I have to make an admission. I'm a recovering politician. Yeah, I'm sorry. Now, I have a question for you. Have you had enough? Yeah! Not bad. Have you had enough? Yeah! All right, one more time. Now, but what I want you to do, I want you to do it so loud that they hear you in Trenton, Washington, and they wake up a few people across the street here. Have you had enough? Yeah! All right. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Now, I think you just disturbed a few folks. They coming out? Okay. Look, when I say I've had enough, I'm talking about rising taxes, politicians who don't listen, a politician who promises you one thing to get elected, and then after that, forget that you exist. Sound familiar? I'm also talking about the eroding of our personal freedoms and the principles that made America great. Well, we're about to change that. Despite criticism to the contrary, there is no right or left wing in the Tea Party movement. Only right and wrong. And we are fighting to defeat what is wrong by doing what is right. Too many politicians are afraid of being held accountable. They believe that they're above our judgment. Well, it's time to cast judgment and replace them with people who understand what democracy really means and with people who will listen. There's been a lot of activity by Tea Party movement nationwide, backing specific candidates and rallying against certain issues. Healthcare probably the biggest, followed closely by cap and trade. Now we need to focus on New Jersey and show the political establishment that we can change the course of an election and be a force to be reckoned with, and we are not interested in being patronized. Think about it. How many times have you worked for a person to be a candidate just to find out that the fix is in and someone else is getting the nomination? Personally, I am sick and tired of what I call institutional candidates. They are the candidates who are chosen for you by the political establishment. And I can almost guarantee you that there is little difference between the hand-picked candidate and the incumbent they want to replace. I can also guarantee you that the chosen one is either politically connected or independently wealthy and is capable of buying the nomination. Does anyone remember a fellow by the name of John Corzine? Yeah. That's what we're being faced with. The trend of the past decade or so is to back a multimillionaire who will buy a nomination and promise to fund their own campaign. Now, this is the case in at least 2 congressional primary races in New Jersey, where the parties picked are both Wall Streeters and are multimillionaires. They're buying the nomination. Yet in both cases, the candidates preferred by and endorsed by Tea Party organizers are not even being given an opportunity to compete fairly. Don't you think it's time to change that? Yeah! Well, I think there's only so much change you can affect from the outside, so how do we change it? Simple. We do what is necessary to gain control of a party organization and have a say in selecting candidates. Now please listen very carefully. Each county has a county committee, which is 1 man and 1 woman for every voting district in each county. If Tea Party members can fill those committee seats with their members, when it comes time to select a candidate, you will have a say. And if the chairpersons don't want to go along with the voice of the committee people, then all you need is 50% plus 1 of the voting members on your side, and you will have the ability to remove and replace the chairperson with one who has a belief that it is the voice of the majority where the selection rests, not one person or some multimillionaire. So do this just once. And not only will New Jersey see a paradigm shift, but it will send deep shivers into what remains in the spines of party leaders on both sides of the aisle. Now, we're already past the deadline to file for committee seats for June, but you can still get on the committee. Call the county clerk in your county and ask if there's an opening for the male or female committee slot in your voting district. If there is, all you have to do is write in your name and maybe get 10 others to do the same thing. Even if the seat is filled, do the same thing and write in your name and get 100 of your friends or Tea Party members to do the same thing. You'll probably replace the person who was there and who most likely blindly follows the party leaders in the first place. Let's put an end to this nonsense once and for all. We don't need to form a new party. We can take over one of the ones that currently exist and get them to listen. And if we have even the smallest impact, things will start to change rapidly, and they will change dramatically. Let's face it, the fundamental principles of lower taxes, smaller government, and individual liberties are more in line with the working class Tea Partiers than either major political party. It was Lee Iacocca who once said, lead, follow, or get out of the way. Clearly, neither party is capable of leading. Political leadership has become an oxymoron. Both parties want to follow them, want people to follow them, but what are you to follow? The people who gave us Obamacare and cap and trade? Or the highest property taxes in the nation? I don't think so. And finally, if we fill those seats and back candidates who share our values, we will once and for all get the dead wood out of the way. So the time has come, let's do it.